Beans are full of both them. So I have lost 60 pounds to date following a whole food plant-based diet. But the first 20 pounds that I lost of the 60 came off relatively quick. We're talking about 8 weeks or so. So if you're looking to get that first 20 pounds off and you're not really quite sure what to do, then today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 things that I did that literally made that first 20 pounds like melt off effortlessly. All right, so let's just jump right in. Number 1, beans over potatoes. Now, this one might be slightly different than what you're used to hearing in a whole food plant-based diet, because often we hear a lot of people saying potatoes, potatoes, potatoes. And while I did eat a lot of potatoes to help me get the 60 pounds off, I'm gonna take a slightly different approach and say that I actually felt that it was beans that helped me to really get this weight off even more than potatoes. Beans are full of both fiber and protein. They're one of the best longevity foods that we can be eating. They're one of the #1 foods in the Blue Zone's diet, and they really are just a powerhouse when it comes to nutrition. But even more than all of those fun facts, beans will keep you full. Now, this is how I felt that they were a superpower in my own personal weight loss journey, because beans were literally able to carry me from one meal until the next. I think at this point, it's pretty common knowledge that, we have to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose the weight. And this is why I feel that beans were such a superpower in my weight loss journey. Finding a food that was able to keep me full and really not have me snacking in between meals all that much was incredible. Now, the easiest way for me personally to get beans in my diet every single day was to drink one of my fiber protein shakes. I've talked a lot about them on my channel, so I'm not going to talk too much about them here, but if you want to check out what these fiber protein shakes are, I will link a video in my description box below, and you can feel free to check it out there. But in a nutshell, they are these delicious shakes that I designed where you can't taste the beans at all, and it came up with some really delicious flavors, so I actually looked really forward to drinking these shakes, and they would literally keep me full to 3 to 4 hours. And I know with certainty that it was because of the beans in the shake. They are the magic ingredient. You can have fruit smoothies, you can have green smoothies, but they're not gonna fill you up, maybe for like an hour or so. But these fiber protein shakes that I created, they will keep you full for so long. And sometimes I would throw in half a cup of beans, and sometimes I had shakes all the way up to 1 cup of beans, depending on how hungry I was or how long I needed to stay full for. So including more beans in my diet, even more so than potatoes, was something that really worked for me, and I truly believe contributed to that 20 pounds just flying off of me. Okay, so number 2 was that I removed all overt fats from my diet. And those were things such as, of course, oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, olives, even tofu. I only ate very sparingly during my weight loss phase. Now, recently I have started to add back in some nuts and seeds, but in very small portions, nothing like what I used to be eating before, because I do believe that omega-3s have a really important place in our diet. But if I'm keeping things completely transparent about my weight loss journey, then it is true that I did remove all overt fats out of my diet in my most active phase of weight loss. All of the meals that I ate had 0 overt fats whatsoever. I have been plant-based pretty much my whole life, and I really didn't realize how much some of those higher fat plant-based foods were contributing to me not losing weight, because I really didn't think that it was that big of a deal to be having my avocado toast or to be having my, healthy nut and seed based dressings, because it's healthy, right? So it was definitely a learning curve for me once I took those things out of my diet to realize just how much they were impacting my weight. I was completely mind blown, so I swapped out my avocado toast for some delicious bean toast where you just mash some black beans or really any beans you want, throw on some garlic salt, paprika, whatever spices you want, a little hot sauce, and honestly, it is so delicious. Along with my nuts and seeds based dressings, I ended up just swapping those out and replacing the nuts or seeds for beans as well. So those were also some ways that I got some more beans in my diet. So you can definitely see a theme here that I was definitely eating a lot of beans. And once again, I feel that they really contributed to that easy weight loss. All right, so number 3 definitely deserves a place on this list. But before we jump into that third food, in case you're like me and you've struggled to lose weight, perhaps I can help. So basically, there's a lot of vegan cookbooks out there and even some oil-free whole food plant-based cookbooks, but what you won't really find are recipes like mine that have absolutely no overt fats included. Of course, if you choose to have some fats, you can simply just add them, but if you are wanting to reduce or remove overt fats like I did, then these recipes are perfect for you. They were designed not only for health, but specifically for weight loss as well. My most popular 3-book bundle is on sale right now for only $10 for the next 48 hours. Zero Overt Fat Part 1 and 2, along with Shake Off the Weight that contains all 22 of my fiber protein shake recipes that I was just telling you about. All 3 of those books for only $10 for the next 48 hours only. Link is in the description box below. All right, so number 3 definitely deserves a place on this list, and that is potatoes. So as much as I was talking about beans in the first part of this video, potatoes definitely played a big role in that 20 pounds just coming off easily. Now, one thing I want to point out is I did eat a lot of air fried potatoes and oven baked potatoes. Like, I love a baked potato, I love Instant Pot potatoes, and I loved air fried French fries. So while I did actually eat a lot of those things to get the weight off, however, if I could go back and make one tiny switch and do things a little bit differently, I would actually swap out those air fried French fries for boiled potatoes. Boiled potatoes are going to be even more effective with weight loss just because you have that high water content. When you air fry the potatoes or bake them in the oven, then they dehydrate in the process of cooking them, which just means the water is simply being removed out of them. Unlike when you boil them, they maintain their high water content level, meaning that you'll be able to actually eat more of them and get more bang for your buck, calorically speaking. But all in all, I ate a lot of potatoes and sweet potatoes as my second main starch to get that first 20 pounds off. All right, so the next thing I did was become obsessed with eating zoodles. Now, what the heck are zoodles? Zoodles are basically zucchini that are spiralized into noodles. So I actually ate a ton of these. They quickly became my favorite non-starchy vegetable to eat on the side. The nice thing about zucchini is that it's a really high water content vegetable and it is super low in calories. So you can eat like a massive plate or a massive bowl of them for almost nothing. But at the same time, it's gonna help be an excellent filler food to get that belly feeling nice and full. So the trick is always to try to find these non-starchy, lower calorie, high water content vegetables that you can eat in abundance and never have to really worry too much in terms of how many calories you're consuming from them. Non-starchy veggies are only about 100 calories per pound and they're very hard to overeat. So it's definitely a food group that you don't have to be overly concerned about when it comes to sabotaging your weight loss goals. My absolute favorite way how to eat these zoodles were my cheesy zoodle noodles. Oh my goodness, I would use my cheese sauce. It's like a 5-minute cheese sauce that you whip up on the stove top. There's not a lot of ingredients. It's super delicious. At any rate, I would use that cheese sauce all the time on these zoodles, and it was just the perfect combination. Like, I'm actually wanting to eat it tonight for dinner just hearing myself talk about it. It was so, so good, and they were something that I ate all the time. Like, I was that crazy lady at the store that would have a massive bag of zucchini because it just quickly became one of my favorite non-starchy vegetables. So for you, it doesn't have to be zucchini if you don't like it. It can be any type of non-starchy vegetable, but my advice would be to fall in love with one. Really, really get excited about one. Learn to prepare it in a way that tastes really delicious to you, so it's something that you can keep coming back to and be excited for it every time. Right, and the last food I want to talk about that I ate a lot of to get that first 20 pounds off was fruit. Now, the next part might actually surprise you a little bit because I actually had a lot of frozen fruit even over fresh fruit, and I still do that to this day. The reason is, A, I live in Canada, so we only really have seasonal fruit, and when it is in season, then oh my goodness, do I ever take advantage of it. There's nothing like fresh fruit. Let's just put that out there. But because, we go through the winters and there's a lot of fruit that we can't grow here in Canada, my goal was to get accustomed to eating in a way that it was always kind of readily available to me. So something that I could be really consistent with. And one thing that a lot of people don't realize about frozen fruit is that it is so delicious and super easy just to defrost a bowl of fruit and eat it that way. Oftentimes people think of frozen fruit as being used only for smoothies or nice cream, or some type of smoothie bowl or whatever the case. But it's very rare that you hear about people just eating it as is. And that's something that I've done for years. So it just really makes it so easy. You don't have to worry about what time of year it is or if something's in season or not. And a lot of studies have actually shown that frozen fruit can sometimes even be superior to fresh fruit in the sense that it is frozen right after it's picked. So a lot of studies have shown that sometimes the nutrient value can even be higher compared to the fresh fruit. So with all those reasons, it's good enough for me. It was the easiest way to be able to get fruit in. And honestly, please don't be afraid of fruit. I ate a ton of it, even up to this point, to get a full 60 pounds off, and a lot of it to get those first 20 pounds off. Fruit is full of fiber, fruit is full of water. It is amazing. Our bodies know exactly what to do with it, and don't let the sugar in fruit scare you, because our body also knows what to do with that as well. In almost all cases, it can almost be guaranteed that fruit is not the reason that any of us need to lose weight. At any rate, those are the 5 things that I ate to lose 20 pounds in 8 weeks. If you found this video helpful, I would love if you could help me reach 20,000 subscribers. I'm almost there, and I would love to have you stick around if you're new to my channel and you're also on a health and weight loss journey following a plant-based diet. So be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and we will see you in the next one.